we have the ability to time travel. We could go back into time, we could go fast forward, or we have the ability to create. Hey, what's up guys? I hope you guys are having an awesome and amazing day. I am, because I started my day by winning. How is it that I win every morning and use that momentum to crush my day? Well, it's really simple. I actually allocate sacred time. That's what I call it. At least 15 minutes if I really don't have time. But when I have that leisure time, then I'll sometimes extend it to an hour and 30, maybe even 2 hours max. And this is a time when I'm really taking care of myself, where I'm taking care of my health, I'm taking care of my mindset, and I'm also feeding myself and fueling with superfoods. Okay, so you guys already know my big three, right? The fundamentals. One is super hydrating, so drinking 4 to 5 cups within 15 minutes of waking up. And then I follow it. The same could be applied going fast forward into time. We also have that amazing ability to do so with our thoughts, right? And let's say, for example, as myself, I think about, okay, the beautiful beach house that I want to have on the cliff of La Jolla. And I think about all the cool and amazing people I'm going to meet in the office that I'm going to have in downtown San Diego. Big office with a lot of employees, a team that's helping me fuel my purpose to help others be the best version of themselves, right? I could easily turn that into something that's going to excite me, or I could turn that into anxiety. I could think about all the things that I have to do that are going to go wrong, and what are the things that are going to hold me back and spark fear into my life, right? So we could either use it for good or for bad. It's either going to help us, or it's going to actually make us go back and start doubting ourselves and bring in these nasty feelings that we don't want to, experience. So again, we have the ability to time travel. We could go back into time, we could go fast forward, or we have the ability to create. The ability to create only happens when you're present, when you're actually here in the moment. Like right now, I'm here recording, I'm looking around, and I'm talking to you, but I'm present. And this is the only time that I could actually create. I can't create going back into time, and I cannot create going into time. I can only create when I'm here and I'm present. That's why you hear a lot of high performers, a lot of achievers, people that have done great and amazing things, and they talk about having a gratitude practice, being thankful, and then they add a meditation. The meditation is an exercise to bring yourself into the present. Acknowledge that we could go back into time or go into the present. But most important of all is that they all say the same thing. But I always bring myself back. Because, again, I'm going to use it for good. I'm going to go back into time. I could either bring a lesson or a regret feeling. I could go fast forward, and I could either create or see my blueprint, or I could bring doubt and fear into my life. Whichever direction you go, you come back, and then that is what you create. Does that make sense? So we have a powerful ability to create, but it only happens when you and I are present. And that is why you hear a lot of awesome people always say, be present, be present, be present. And if you are not where you want to be at the moment, or you feel like you're not going fast enough, that is because you've been too busy time traveling. You've been too busy going back in time and going fast forward. and thinking about all the other things that you want to do and what you want to experience. Or you've been spending too much time going fast forward into time and thinking about maybe the things that could go wrong and bringing in fear into your life, and that's been paralyzing you. You want to practice coming back to the present. The most powerful state is here right now, because it's when you could only create. How is it that I get myself to come back to the present? Well, in the mornings, in my gratitude practice, right after my gratitude practice, I do a little bit of meditation. And I didn't just all of a sudden started meditating one day and, it was 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I had to start very, very slow. A great app that I would recommend is called Headspace. It's guided meditation. It gives you free 10-day session, and I'll actually add the link to the bottom so that you could actually have access to it. And I'll also put in some alternative apps, but that was actually the one that I first started off with, and it was great guided meditation. You could select 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You could always increase, but it's a great way to practice and exercise the mind. It is the mental gym that's going to allow you to be present and come back into the present, right? Because we love spending so much time in our minds, which is sometimes a problem. That is why we feel like we're not creating fast enough, or we're not where we want to be, because we've been too busy time traveling. And the only time you could actually create and you could actually move things fast enough, it is when you are there in the moment present. I heard somewhere the numbers are going to be off, so don't take this as fact, that the general public spends about as little as 5 to 10% actually present. The rest of the time we're too busy thinking and dreaming about the past or the present. Do you see how that creates average? Is because they are not here right now in the moment creating. And this is your greatest superpower. That the only ability that you can create your life as how you want to see it, it only happens when you're in the present time, because it is when you have the most power. And that is why I call it the power to create. It is your present moment and time right now. So if you are having issues with staying present, then you're going to want to start adding a meditation practice into your morning routine. And I say in the morning routine because it's very easy for us to get distracted or be busy later in the afternoon. We have the most control and place it in a control environment early in the day, in the morning, when you could wake up early before everyone else does and take care of yourself first and do the things that are important so that it fuels you and it fuels your day. So if you are wanting to add a meditation into your day, then I would suggest with a guided meditation app such as Headspace or something similar to that. And start off small. My mentor, Michael Morelli, on our last interview, he said, you cannot change yourself all at once. It is impossible. You have to start one habit at a time and little increments at a time. Be consistent and then add on another habit on top of that. And that is when you will build momentum. And that is our greatest gift. Our gift to one, travel back in time or fast forward into time, and our ability to create. That is why it is so important to be present and to add a practice in your day that's going to allow you to be present so that you could spend most of your time creating your life and moving it into the direction that is true to you. So hopefully this episode was value to you, and if it was, please leave me your review. Nothing gives me more validation that this was a valuable content piece than your comment, and I'd love to know what was your favorite key takeaway. Also, share it with a friend or loved one that could definitely benefit from this. I hope this was a valuable piece, and I would love to know what was your favorite key takeaway by commenting below. What is it that you are currently practicing to let the community, the Next Level Life community, know some hacks that you have uncovered? Thank you so much for listening, and give me a comment, subscribe, and like this video. Also hit the bell. If you want to learn more about living a fit and prosperous life by winning your day and repeating it, then I have created a on-demand training video where you can access right here. To learn more about optimal health habits, click here below. As always, this is your coach, Jose Perez.